All right. That's a good one. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for hopping on the call tonight. The senior life. This is our Wednesday call that we do every night. Not every night. Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. So the topic that we want to talk about is legacy. What I have open right now is I'm on the agent portal. Just I have the Slice app open. I just want to show you where you can get some additional information about legacy, and then we're also going to go to the legacy portal as well. When you're sitting with a client, one of the first things that we're going to engage in with the client is asking them a great question. I know Andreas does this, is asking them, have they heard about legacy? Of course, they're going to say no. This is a great play or a great way to start in on that conversation to talk about legacy. I like asking them, have they heard about legacy? Out of curiosity, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, have you done any pre-planning? What do you mean by pre-planning? Okay, let me letting Sam in. All right, Sam. Thanks for hopping on the call. We're talking about legacy, um, talking about the pre-planning. The one thing that we really got to get really good at is that we're going out and we're talking with clients. Is we're not out there just slinging policies. That's not what we do. Okay, we put together an entire senior care package that helps the client with pre-planning. We provide them with the legacy membership, and we're going to go over all the features and benefits and the things that you should be talking about legacy. And of course, the life insurance part, that's the funding part. That's making sure that after they've done all the pre-planning, they've got their legacy membership in with all the security and the protection that they're going to get with legacy, then we got to fund that. But the funding, the life insurance should be the last thing that you're talking about after you're presenting or going over legacy. One of the things that you can use if you're that you can do this whether or not you're selling face to face or over the phone. We're primarily going to be talking about selling face to face, but really everything else it still applies. Asking those same questions still apply. One of the great things that you can open up with is the senior care brochure. And it doesn't matter if you use the senior care brochure or if you use the legacy, the final wishes planner. They're basically the same thing. You can use one or the other. You don't really need to you don't need to go out with both of them. But what I like about the senior life care brochure is that in the beginning of it, it talks about life insurance, and then in the back of it, it has the final wishes planner, and that's really what I want to talk about. Is kind of our lead in tonight to make sure that we're not skipping that. I mean, the thing about it is that with this business, you can't take shortcuts because shortcuts lead to not making sales, and shortcuts lead to your policies getting replaced by professionals. Somebody actually knows what they're doing. All right, let me get to sorry, I want to get to the part right here. Okay, right here. The final wishes planner. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go through and you actually fill this out with your client, but what I am suggesting is that you go through it and make sure that you're pointing out all the things that should be done. Because at the end of the day, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, when you do pass away, it's going to help relieve that emotional burden that if your family knows what you want to have happen. There's nothing worse in the world for a family member to pass away, and then the whole family's got their arms up and like, I got no idea. I don't know if they want to be buried, cremated, anything. This gives you an opportunity to put in writing exactly what you want to have happen, and you want to make sure that your final wishes are recognized, that your family's doing what you want to have done. And this is where you just take just a second and you flip through and you show them all the different things that they can point out, whether or not they want What type of service that they want? Is it going to be a traditional burial? Well, where they have to with a viewing, a complete service, or is it going to be something simple? Do you just want a simple cremation and maybe a celebration of life? Maybe nothing at the funeral home. This is where you can go through and you can show your client exactly where they can put in writing everything that needs to be put in there. Okay. So I want to emphasize this because I just want to make sure that you're not skipping the pre-planning part, and you're not skipping over the final wishes planner.
Joe.
Yeah.
The most important of this book is the people to be notified. That's the number one. Nothing else is more important than that.
The person to be notified is going to be you.
That's the number one thing. And every agent should put his name on this book to be notified. Says, I think Senior Life is the first one. The second one should be you. Because now
let me show that, Andreas.
I'm sorry?
Let me show that.
Because that becomes personalized now.
Your name. Well, there's a place right here, Senior Life Agent, for you to put your name in the plan.
Except they change it because I don't have that. It looks new to me.
Well, there's difference. There's the planner that's in the back of the Senior Life brochure, and then there's the legacy planner, which is just the planner. So they, I'll just go through this real quick to see if I can. Additional notes. Funeral.
That's home. Another one. That's deep too over there too. Funeral request.
Memorial, pallbearers, announcements. Okay, hang on one second. Let me just get to this. Yeah, here it is. People to be notified.
The second paragraph should be your name, because when you're gonna put your name over there, the thing you're gonna say to the client, it is, when something happens to you, your children, the first person they're gonna call Senior Life. Now they know who's the agent. So it's very important because you're gonna personalize with that.
Guys, listen to what Andreas is saying. This is important.
Mm-hmm.
To personalize this and make sure that your clients know that you're going to be there for them when
I give you an example.
When the crap goes down, you're going to be there.
I give you an example. I'm going yesterday. Tom, as a matter of fact, that was the cell I made yesterday from the Columbia I was telling you. I mean, the Omaha. I'm going over there. Look at this. I never saw anything like that before. It was a Columbia Final Wishes planner, the legislature of Columbia. Okay? The guy, his name is, I know the guy very well because he's from South Jersey. He wrote on the Final Wishes planner his name. In the bottom, he wrote, "Call me if you ever need me." On the Final Wishes planner, on the Columbia, because I know I have a Columbia. I know that how Columbia works. Call me if you ever need me. And I said to the lady, when was the last time he called you to update you or to say something? That policy was from 2016. He says, no, I never. And his phone got disconnected. Yeah. So some stuff with legacy and Senior Life is very important if you take into consideration, you hit him on the top of the nail, you know? Like like I said to everybody, like, you do funeral planning, forget about life insurance.
Yeah, that's what's going to separate you from that. That's what's going to separate, and it's going to make. And I'm going to get into all the benefits of legacy, but if you really present the value of legacy, if you do a good job and you present the value of legacy and what that does for the client, the funding part is going to be so much easier, because no matter what size policy that they have to take out, they're going to do everything possible to make sure that they can get some type of funding in place, even if it's only a $5,000 policy, to make sure that they're getting all the benefits of legacy. Now, if you want to, if you want to take a look at the brochure, which we'll kind of go over here real quick, I'll open up the brochure. This is what the brochure looks like. This one, what you're seeing is it's the brochure, but it's a bifold. So it's just like this part to the right, that's the front, the testimonials, that's in the back of it. And then when you flip it open, it's got the merchandise to the left, and it's got the other services and some of the examples of how Legacy have saved clients hundreds and thousands of dollars on the cost of a funeral. So I'm going to go over some things in that I feel like are my big benefits for Legacy, and then going to have obviously Andreas is going to give us some more selling points as well. But number one is that making sure that we've already covered this, but make sure you don't skip the final wishes planner. One of the biggest things that Legacy will do, and this is one of the reasons why it's important to engage in a conversation with the client if they've ever had to plan a funeral or been in charge of a funeral. Are they aware how much funeral prices are? And we all know that costs are going up. One of the biggest benefits that our clients are going to get out of Legacy is being able to hedge, or we could say beat inflation. Okay. Because let's face it, our clients that we're selling to, it's not like they're going to die tomorrow. They're going to, most of them are going to pass away 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 years from now. The one thing that we cannot avoid, the one thing that is 100% unescapable for anybody is inflation. Cost of goods and services are going to go up. There's no way around it. But when you have that protection with Legacy, you're going to be able to help, in some cases, beat inflation or at least mitigate inflation by, number one, by being able to lock in the funeral cost, or not lock in the funeral cost. I'm sorry, lock in the funeral merchandise. I don't know if you realize how important that is and how, what a big deal it is. Because if you don't know how valuable that is, if you don't know what a big deal that is, and you don't convey that to your clients, you're going to miss the whole point. But being able to have the caskets, over 200 to choose from, having those locked in at $2,000, trust me, you're right out of the gate, you're already saving that client money, probably at least $1,500 to $3,000 day one if they passed away tomorrow on the cost of their casket. God forbid they live another 30 years. How much is a casket going to be 25, 30 years from now? That same casket that may cost $3,000 today, maybe a $7,000 casket.
Take advantage of what's going on around us too. Everybody's talking about inflation. I mean, you just
you can't,
how much more eggs are. People are in tune to inflation right now.
They are. Yeah, you can't turn on. I don't care what channel they watch or what side of the aisle they're on. You turn on the news, they're talking about inflation. So being able to lock in those fixed costs, like the casket, like the urn, like the vault, like the marker, guys, that alone should be enough to sell Legacy. But in addition to that, you get the Wish team. Man, you gotta talk about the Wish team like it's an angel from heaven coming down to save the day. I'm serious. This is how, you got to have that much conviction in your voice, in your heart, to talk about how that Wish team is that they're going to have their own, your client, their family is going to have their own team. Get this, a team of professional negotiators that are going to negotiate in your family's behalf with the funeral home of their choice, or up to 3 funeral homes in the area, to make sure, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that your family does not get taken advantage of or does not get price gouged. That's the service that we're in it. How can you put a price on that? It could be worth thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to have professional negotiators work on your behalf to make sure that your family is getting the best value. Now think about that. What else does that do? The other selling point to that part is that that's why with senior life that maybe you don't need as big a policy as you thought, because these clients were thinking, well, hell, a funeral, with a burial, 10, 12 grand now, how much is it going to be 15 years from now? Maybe am I going to need a $25,000 policy to cover that? This is where legacy comes in and is going to save them that money, but give them that peace of mind. So the way I look at it is two things. Number one is that means that your clients will need less insurance with senior life, or you could also look at it this way. Hey, you want to cover this amount? Great. With legacy and everything that we provide, what that means for your family, it means less money to the funeral home, more money to your family. Because after we negotiate, then that money's going to go to the funeral home. All that money that we saved your family. The rest, that's all going to go to your family. Or, if they're leaving money to a charity or something like that. But the way I look at it is the less money to the funeral home, the better. And it's not like you're skimping on everything. Not like the wish team is going in and just cutting stuff out. They're literally negotiating the prices down because they've got the power of leverage. They do it every day. And they're able to literally save our clients not just hundreds, but literally thousands of dollars. The other little point I just want to make on the legacy is that we all know that legacy is $4 a month, right? And not that it should come up, but if it were ever to come up, where you get a client that says, well, for $4 a month, I don't know, maybe I don't need the legacy, or they try to not get the legacy for the $4 a month. Listen, think of it this way: $4 a month, which that is what? That's $48 a year. If legacy just saved your family, if they just saved your family $2,000, okay. What's $2,000? What's $2,000 divided by 48? It would take you 41 years to break even. You see what I'm saying? It takes, if you putting away $4 a month to equal $2, if legacy just saved you $2,000, it takes 41 years for them to balance each other out. But guess what? Legacy isn't going to save them just $2,000. I mean, just the cost of the casket alone is going to save them $2,000.
I always like to throw it back and say, where are you going to buy? And you agree that legacy is probably going to save you somewhere $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You see, and most people will say, yeah. Well, where are you going to get $5,000 of insurance for $4 a month? You're not going to do it.
Nowhere. It's like even though technically it's not life insurance and we can't pitch it as life insurance because it's not. It's a service and it's a membership. But Tom's right. Like the value of it, it's like getting an extra $4 or $5 grand, $6, maybe even $7,000 of life insurance for $4 a month. Plus, don't forget that it also covers up to 4 household members. That's huge for free. Yeah. For free. Andreas, did you something. I had some more stuff, but I want to hear what you have.
No, what I want to say about the
say.
legacy, people they know they're selling insurance from the past and everything. You're gonna appreciate legacy for people that are very sick. They can get a guarantee issue, and they can get 1,000 to 2,000 all insurance coverage. This is the people they're gonna appreciate the legacy because they're not gonna need the high face amounts. And they could get a funeral for $3,000-4,000. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's huge.
People with the guarantee issue policies, which
that's huge. I never even thought about that part, dude. You're at 100% right.
People with the guarantee issue policies, like they cannot get like more than $2,000-3,000 worth of coverage. They have any heavy health issues. They're really gonna appreciate legacy because now they can get, $3,000-4,000 funeral.
Yeah, or I mean, with the guaranteed issue, number one, we all know guaranteed issue is expensive, so maybe that's going to limit how much they get. But God forbid you get a client if it's a graded death benefit and they pass in the first 2 or 3 years during the graded death benefit.
They get legacy.
At least they got. I mean, yeah, they're going to get return of premium, but at least they got legacy. Dude, that's huge, man. That right there itself is absolutely huge.
And don't forget the other thing, because when I was down there and people that was training us for legacy in Thomasville, these people that they're expert with the FTC rules.
Yeah.
Like they can play the funeral providers very easy. They cannot
explain what you mean by the FTC rules.
Like for example, like I give you one example, which I've seen that happen when I was down there. Like when somebody refused the delivery for a gasket. A provider, if he refuses delivery, it's the $40,000 fine. And that's on the first page of the funeral FTC rule. Denial of a funeral merchandise from a client to funeral provider is a fine. I have it here. It's part of the presentation.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things which, if you're gonna dig a little bit inside legacy, and that woman. Tom, what was her name? Kathy, the one she gave us the seminar?
Yeah, Kathy.
She was saying some deep stuff. If you study legacy a little bit and forget the insurance part, and you start thinking like a legacy funeral planner, you're gonna get some valuable information. Like, for example, like people with health issues, man, they're gonna get they're gonna get a nice little coverage over there.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, one of the things I liked, and I'll just jump off here in a minute, but the Wish team. Joe, you've been in the car business. How many times have people called you up and said, hey, I'm thinking about getting this car. Can you go with me, or can you, give me some pointers or something like that?
I have family members that do that.
Yeah. I mean, but just think of it like that. We would go in and forget that I'm not paying $300 doc fee. I'm not, we know the business, so we know what to do, and we know where they're really trying to gouge people.
Right. Yeah.
That's what Wish is. These people deal with funeral parlors every day. They know where the glom is. They know where they're going to try to upsell them and things, and they're not going to let it happen. So I don't want to say this properly, but it's like you've got a friend in the funeral business now that they're going to watch your back,
You know what? I like that line. I'm stealing it from you.
You know how I pitch them out? Not I pitch them out because I don't like that word. You know how I have a conversation with a client? I said to them, not because you said a car dealer now. I said to them, you go to a car dealership with a $20,000 check. What kind of car they're gonna give you? $19,999. You know what I mean? So with legacy, when somebody passed away, they don't know where to start. Legacy is gonna start for them.
Yeah.
It's so, and it's the family that you got to remember. You're telling folks, listen, this isn't really for you. This is for the people that you're leaving behind. Wouldn't you want this to be the planning? Wouldn't you want to have at least planned as much as you can so that they don't have to worry about it? Take the burden off of them. Right. And that's what let Legacy do what they've got to do. You take care of your family. That's kind of what their thing is.
And then lastly, these are the biggest selling points of I think John accidentally dropped off. I'm gonna let him back in. So those are the biggest features about Legacy. The other things that the clients get that are you can kind of consider as like bonus are the living benefits, things that they can take advantage of while they're alive. And that is the telehealth, 24/7, being able to call in and get a virtual appointment with a doctor or a nurse practitioner for $48.
Back and forth.
That's huge. That's a lot less expensive than what it is at other places. If they're diabetic, a lot of diabetics have issues with their feet. You can get all different sorts of huge discounts on diabetic footwear, orthotics, compression socks, all those things that diabetics need. Free hearing exams, discounts on hearing aids, and then they also get a free RX prescription discount card that will save them tons of money on their prescriptions. And a lot of times those, depending on what the medications are, stuff like metformin, sometimes the discount is cheaper than their copay. So those are just some of the great selling points. I guess you can say we'll call them selling points, but the features of Legacy, and this is why it's so important that when we're talking to our clients, is that we're making Legacy as making Legacy primary. That should be the main thing that we're talking about. I don't know what that was, but I
don't know what that was. It sounds like somebody's got a router or something,
like road construction or something.
No, I got a motorcycle that went close to the house.
Oh,
that was here.
Oh
yeah, got somebody with a motorcycle outside your window.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. It sounded kind of funny. The other thing that's kind of nice, especially when you're selling face to face, is utilize the visual aids of like the Legacy brochure and the Legacy folder. The other thing that you can do on your iPad is let me open this up here. Let me stop sharing just for a second, and then let me share again. And then let's see here. Are you guys seeing I'm on the Legacy website right now. Are you guys seeing this?
Yes.
Where it says incredible savings on your funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is a great thing that when you're presenting with a client is just save this page on your iPad, so you can just tap it and immediately opens up. And you can go through and you can show the clients all the different things that, it talks about the Wish team, gaining access to low prices locked in for life, free 24-hour shipping nationwide, the urns being locked in at $99, the caskets being locked in at $2,000, the fiberglass vault being locked in at $1,000. Lock in yours now. If you want to show the client caskets, you can click on view other caskets. It'll flip you to this page. And then if you want to see all 200 of them, hang on, it's loading.
Make an appointment with Legacy.
Here you go. 18 gauge. This is all 200 of them right here. Let's see here. Let me go back.
Joe, can I say something, or you?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I just want to give my personal opinion, and not personal opinion, my personal experience. Play the video. Don't say anything else. Just play that video. Play the video Legacy has. That video is gonna sell by itself.
Yeah, that's the video. That's the one that's in the presentation toward right before you get to the premiums.
I don't even talk more than 10 minutes with a client. I play the video. Let me put this video for 45 seconds, and then I'm gonna address more of your concerns. Because the more you're gonna talk, the more you're gonna mess up, because you're not so experts yet.
Right. Yeah, and the video we didn't even talk about. Obviously, that's a huge part.
That's the number one part of it. Yeah, it explains everything.
Yeah, when we're presenting, make sure that you open that up and you play the Legacy video, which can be found right on your Slice app. So, all right, guys. Well, here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna let's see here. Don't want to share. Record.
One eliminates funeral debt.
Go ahead, Andrea. Sorry, I was just gonna pick
what
back
they
up
say,
with the
what's the
recording.
difference between senior life and the life insurance? I say life insurance is transferring the wealth to the living one, while final expense is elimination of funeral debt.
Hmm.
Right.
Good.
Well, I think you guys are. I think
talk about something that nobody else is talking about.
right. Andreas, what do you say to a client when they say, "I already have life insurance"?
Well, when people that tell me I already have life insurance, I know a couple of things that makes my job easier. First of all, I know they're buyers. Second of all, I know they have a bank account. Okay. Yep. Third of all, I know they care about their family. And fourth, somebody did a dirty job, sold them, and they're about to get sold one more time from me.
Well, my point is that what I want you to say is what you're famous for saying is someone says, I already have life insurance.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because in order to qualify for this, you got to have some life insurance.
Right.
Because Legacy cannot buy it for free.
Well, the other thing, too, is asking, great, I'm glad you have life insurance. When's the last time your agent
your agent updates you. Yeah. Nobody updated.
Nobody update. Did they update you with Legacy? What's Legacy?
They tell them, when was the last time the agent updates you? Never. Well, do you think it's time to organize some stuff? Yeah. You can get them so many times. It's long. Listen, it's going back to, like Tom always says, activity. 90% is to show up to the door. You can get so many stuff to get in because you have a conversation. Once you say about Legacy, they're gonna say, "What's Legacy?" You know, a conversation. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys. Before we end the call, like I said, these and I appreciate everybody that hops on the Wednesday night call. We don't want to keep you here for forever. Any last questions or comments or anything that anybody has to add or question before we let everybody go? Everybody,
I would just I just want real quick on the end of the quick start. Is the link to Legacy Assurance website. Take a couple of minutes, take 15 minutes, go there and go through it. And when you get to on the main page where it says products, you click on the products and you go down the caskets and it says the most popular and other caskets, and you click on the other caskets and you see there's 200 of them in there. Marine caskets, Navy caskets, purple, green, blue, orange, you name it. But it also goes through all the ancillary benefits of Legacy too. It goes over what the diabetic supplies are. If you become an expert in Legacy, you're going to come across with so much more confidence that you're going to it's going to come out of your pores because you're going to get excited about it and you're going to get enthusiastic, and enthusiasm sells. And let's face it, there's nothing super exciting about a life insurance policy. Legacy, you can get excited about. It really, it really can get your blood pumping. So you've got something there that nobody else is talking about. Take advantage of it. And plus, we're in an environment right now where inflation is running crazy. People all know about inflation. So hammer in that, locked in forever. And it's really going to use every tool in your toolkit. And you've got a few of them right now.
1,000%. All right, everybody. Thanks for hopping on, man.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Right. You need any help with anything, don't hesitate, man. Reach out.
Okay.
Appreciate you.